graduating class of 2025. Graduating class of 2025. An historic moment indeed. Mr. Director, it is an honor to present to you the graduating class of 2025 who successfully completed the requirements for their respective programs. Let's give it up one more time. Thank you very much. The practice was pretty good. Graduates, please remain standing as I invite the remainder of you to stand as we sing the national anthem. And the national anthem will be led by one of our former students, Miss Delight Peter. And I kindly ask that you remain standing after the national anthem as we invite one of our very students to lead us in a prayer.
Isle of beauty, Isle of splendor, Isle to all so sweet and fair. All must surely gaze in wonder at thy gifts so rich and rare. Rivers, valleys, hills and mountains, all these gifts we do extol. Healthy land so like our fountains, giving cheer that
Thank you, Ms. Delight. I ask that we remain standing as I invite Mr. Sanjay Suku to lead us in a prayer.
We begin in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Lord, we thank you for today, for that you have brought us here safely for our big day, our graduation. Lord, we thank you for the strength, the wisdom, the patience, and all the fruits of the Spirit that you have graced us with in our academic journey. Lord, I want to give a big thanks to you for that you have provided us with amazing teachers here at AcademiX who have sacrificed a lot so that we may be on track to our academic pursuits. Lord, I also want to give thanks for our families, for those who have supported us through our journey. Our families, they spend all the time with us. For they have sacrificed a lot so that we may be here today. And I just want to give thanks for our families once again. Lord, please continue to grace us with your strength, health, wisdom, so that not only will we be able to provide back to our families and our future families to come, but to provide back to our communities. Amen. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Thank you very much. You may be seated. Thank you, Mr. Suku, for that prayer. And we also want to thank Ms. Peter for that wonderful rendition of the national anthem. One of my favorite quotes is from an African Swahili proverb. It says, "Smooth seas do not make skillful sailors." Our graduates here today have indeed navigated the complexities for the last 2 years. They have embraced change, particularly with our hybrid structure at the Academic School of Learning, and yet they have emerged stronger, wiser, and ready to chart new paths ahead. And this year's theme is quite fitting. It's unlocking the future beyond boundaries, beyond limits. And that really reflects the heart of what we at Academic School of Learning stood for the past year. A place where learning went beyond textbooks, literally, where teaching went beyond the classroom, literally, and where growth went beyond grades, quite literally. And today, we celebrate that transformation. Welcome. And again, I ask, how many of you are proud of someone here today? How many of you are proud of someone here today? Beautiful, beautiful. Let them always hear how proud you are of them. To officially open today's ceremony, we invite to the podium our Dean of Academic Affairs, Mr. Aubrey Thomas. Please give him a warm welcome.
Good morning to everybody. And as I was announced, I am the Dean of Academic Affairs, but I'm also a teacher and instructor. So looking out today fills me with a lot of pride and a lot of joy. Also, as a teacher, one of the things I like to do is when I ask a question of the students that I'm speaking to, I like responses, right? So if I say good morning, I'd like to hear a nice, strong good morning back. If I ask, how are you doing today? What would you say? That's fair. That's fair. So I just want to begin and say, again, good morning. We have with us Miss Magali Celestine, the Senior education officer for with exams and the local register. Our director, Mr. Hyman Williams, the director of Academic School of Learning, Miss Wendy Wallace, sorry, Miss Wendy Wallace, who is the Deputy Dean of Academic Affairs, and our very special keynote speaker, Miss Karen Haber Masura. I hope I got that right. Distinguished guests, esteemed faculty, proud parents and family members, and of course, most importantly, the graduating class, the graduates. Good morning to you and welcome again to the 2005 edition or 2025 edition of Academic School of Learning graduation ceremony. As you can see, the nerves are getting to me a little bit, but bear with me. Bear with me. Today, I plan to give a wonderful 45-minute speech, but, yes, I know Kadim would look at me like that, so I decided to cut it down to just a short 4 or 5 minute introduction. Okay? Today, this hall brims with anticipation, joy, and a little bit of disbelief. That disbelief comes from the fact that those long study sessions, those very few conversations with ChatGPT, and those projects and SBAs that just never wanted to run smoothly because of that one team member who runs at their own pace. That those things, they are all behind you. That's where the little bit of disbelief comes from. The anticipation in the room comes from the fact that we are now opening a door to some new and exciting opportunities for our graduating class. The joy comes from the fact that we are all gathered here today to do one very important thing, and that is celebrate a group of individuals who have unlocked their future by proving that boundaries are just suggestions and that limits that people once thought were too real were not even effective anymore. Graduates, to the graduates, no milestone such as the one we celebrate today is something that you can achieve on your own. So before we go any further, I want you to take the opportunity to applaud your friends, your family, your mentors, and of course, the faculty members who excited your interest in the courses or sparked your curiosities, ignited some of your frustrations, and also held you to the high standard that is AcademiX School of Learning. So I want you to take this opportunity, graduates, to give your family and friends, those people who are part of your support crew, a good round of applause. To the support crew, they could not have done it without you. But I would like to announce to you that at least for the next few moments, for the next couple hours, that will be the last little bit of appreciation and applause you will be getting. So I hope you enjoyed it. Because today, we are here not for you, but for them. We are here to celebrate their achievement, that great achievement that they have done. And it is indeed a great achievement. Am I right? Yes. We believe that that achievement is something that is very great because not a lot of people made it this far. There are some people who started with them and did not reach the finish line. So we should celebrate the fact that they have made it this far. Right. Graduates, when you walk across the stage in a little bit, in a little moment, and you receive your scrolls or you receive your documents, take it as the acceptance of a mission. A mission that, well, the unlocking of a door that will swing open for those who follow you. The boundaries that you will cross will redraw the maps that we teach from. And of course, the limits that you surpass will encourage others to surpass their own limits and to express their own voice. Go forward, unlock the future, venture beyond boundaries, beyond limits, and beyond even your own expectations. We cannot wait. We definitely cannot wait. That's something that I always tell my students. I look forward to see the greatness that they will achieve in the future. And I look forward to be able to say, I was a pebble along the path that they created. We want to see the greatness that you will achieve. We want to see the great way that you will change and transform the world. Congratulations to each and every one of you. Each and every one of you graduates. The keys are in your hands. Turn it in that door boldly, without any restraint. Kick it open if the door doesn't work, and move forward into that future that you've unlocked. Congratulations once again, and I will see you in a little bit.
Thank you so much, Mr. Thomas, for those inspiring words. We're going to take a little intermission now, and we are going to welcome our first special feature, which is going to be a captivating performance by Full Circle Performing Arts Group right here in Portsmouth. So let's sit back, let's enjoy the beautiful display that they're going to put on for us today. Let's give it up. We got some too strong. His muscles don't look too.
Oh, what's this? Yep. It's crazy.
These young ladies are having an exciting display this Sunday. Do you guys know? No? On the little book? The Facebook. I said the little book, the students know exactly what I'm talking about. I thought they would have given you a nudge. But I read in the book that there will be a concert. I wasn't paid to promote, right? But I saw it, and this was beautiful. And there is a concert this Sunday at 4 p.m. It's in Portsmouth. You guys can go on the book. You all on the book? Yes. Are you guys on the book? Yes. Wee boy. All right. So I mean, of course, we can see that this showcase promises to be a memorable one. So I invite you all to attend. I will definitely show up for sure. Ladies and gentlemen, AcademiX School of Learning is without a question one of the most unique and special tertiary institutions in Dominica. Do we agree? And I'll tell you why. Because if you look at the colors here today, you notice there are three distinct colors, three distinct group of students. We boast of a full and thriving CSEC department, a robust CAPE department with a number of different specialties, sciences, mathematics, ICT, law, game and animation design, you name it. And we are proud to celebrate the addition of our newly launched culinary arts department. But I'll share something with you. While some of us may only witness a part of what goes on within these dynamic spaces, there is one person who carries the full picture. This person carries the vision, the purpose, the direction. He doesn't wear any glasses, but we like to say he has 6 eyes. Eyes that see deeply, strategically, and with plenty foresight. It is now my privilege to welcome the person whose vision continues to shape this extraordinary institution, the Director of AcademiX School of Learning, Mr. Heman Williams. I was about to say, please join me in welcoming Mr. Heman, but he has already been welcomed. One more time.
Today is going to be a beautiful day. That's what I was reminded of this morning. First caller, and I said, hello. Today is going to be a beautiful day. Miss Magali Celestine, Senior Education Officer and Local Registrar. Mr. Aubrey Thomas, Dean of AcademiX School of Learning. Also Miss Wendy Wallace. I saw they wanted to have her with Williams. I mean, Williams is a very nice name, I must say. But Miss Wendy Wallace, Deputy Dean of AcademiX School of Learning. We have Miss Karen, I'm not so good at surnames, but Masara, I don't know, but I think I did well. Keynote speaker, of course, faculty members, administrative staff, partners in the tertiary education, invited guests and well-wishers online, those overseas, and of course the graduating class of 2025. Good morning. Good morning. Yes. It's always a pleasure for me to speak at the graduation ceremony. But today is a celebration, not just of our students' achievements, but of a bold, transformative vision in education that continues to take root and bear fruit across Dominica and beyond. When we speak about beyond, we're speaking about beyond. We're going all through the Caribbean. Everything we do at AcademiX, we do because we believe in thinking differently. We believe that education is not just about content delivery, but about why we deliver it. As one wise marketer said, people don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. And our why is very simple. We are here to transform lives through accessible, quality education that responds to the realities of our people. You could see the theme, maybe not here, but you have seen it on the next slide and the previous slide, unlocking the future beyond boundaries, beyond limits. And we are unlocking the future indeed. In a world where information lies right at our fingertips, the way we teach must evolve. Years ago, we lined up at internet cafes and spent hours in libraries, reading a lot of irrelevant stuff, making us a little more educated because we read things we did not need. Today, primary school children are required to bring tablets as part of their book list. That is what I saw from my daughter's book list, grade 4. They are required to bring tablets. Yet many still sit in a classroom with chalkboard and outdated delivery methods. Teachers struggle with basic technology, while the world moves forward with artificial intelligence and digital systems. But let me be clear. This is not a critique, but a call. A call for change, a call for innovation. While others talk about a digital economy, we at AcademiX have acted. We've brought the classroom into the homes of students. We've brought the classroom into the homes of students who would otherwise be left behind. Students who have to work to help their families survive in this challenging economy. We have brought the education to their phones. We've bridged the gap between ambition and access. And there's some real impact, because of that. Yeah, real stories. This year, the Caribbean echoed with the name of a student from Dominica, Ajanaya Kazimi. I guess you have heard about him. Interesting enough, when you heard his name, you did not hear AcademiX mentioned. That was sad. But now I am telling you, this young man, his father had confidence beyond measure. I told him that you had more confidence, that I had confidence in you. His confidence override the confidence that I had. The kind of questions the man asking me for a young boy that riding bike. The young boy doing 9 C-Sec subjects at SMA. 9. And he's telling me, bro, I would like my son to do 4 CAPE courses because I want him to go university one time. Because I want him to pursue his career in riding. And I'm saying, bro, 4 CAPE courses, advanced level courses, French Unit 1, French Unit 2, Law Unit 1, Law Unit 2, and you is accepting 2 unit courses for students that do in the CAPE program. I said, bro, that thing tight. But this man had confidence, and we allowed the 4 CAPE courses to be done. And this young man passed all of them with ones. A first time in the history of the Caribbean Examination Council. And I even think it was historical that they had the hosting of the results in the president's house in Dominica. First time. Look at that Dr. Wayne Wesley was even impressed that students could do CSEC and KEEP and still excel. First time in the entire Caribbean. We had done it. We at AcademiX have done it. 2 days pursuing law at UE. Saving 2 full years on his education journey. 2 of them. Why should we limit students like him? We currently are waiting results from Kenny Lee Barron, an exceptional student. Writing 14 CSEC subjects and 5 KEEP subjects. Wait for it. Yeah, man. We believe in nature and brilliance wherever it shows itself. Yet still, some still say, I have never heard of AcademiX. Well, the Caribbean has. If Dominica have not, the Caribbean has. Our students make the merit list year after year. We have students in Montserrat, Barbados, the British Virgin Islands, Antigua and Barbuda, and Grenada. I give in the registrar work to do to link these registrars to ensure that these students get a seat in place. She have work. We're doing a lot of things. We've even extended our reach to one of the Caribbean's best in a subject area, and I must mention Mistress Delana Gray-Lewis in Trinidad. If we can have students outside there, we can tap into the best teachers too. And we're just getting started, you know. Yeah, man, we just getting started. But I must make mention in other news that another outstanding achievement we can boast about happened this year. Our AcademiX team debated against the team from Dominica State College on the impact of artificial intelligence on engineering and education. And this team comprised of Kaylin, Michelle, Kilanda, Cashel, and Sanjay Suku. You cannot leave it say them out. You say them must come with the name. Sanjay Suku, yeah, man. Yeah, you have to keep. You heard Miss Wendy Wallace make mention of him. She could just say Sanjay, but you have to add this. You must add it. But this discussion highlighted both the opportunities and challenges of AI in modern society. But I'm proud to announce that AcademiX emerged victorious in this debate. Defeating the SC for the second time, but the rivalry now stands at 2 wins each. So 2-2. 2-2. Kaylin emerged as the best speaker. Look right there. On them Kaylin. Some Kaylin. Come on. But listen to that. We proudly introduced an international certification in culinary arts to Dominica through our partnership with Robbie. Yeah. It will spell ROUXBE, but that's a school in Canada. Huh? We're building international relations. For the first time at the advanced level, students now have the opportunity to pursue a guided career path in culinary arts. Chefs in the making. Right here in academics. We're not going overseas for it, you know. You have heard a lot of students went Antigua in order for them to get a career in culinary arts. Right here, we can have it done. And we're building on that foundation, you know. Yes. We're not stopping there. We are now expanding into kitchen management. We had discussions already. It's ready to start. Food service, that is part of the kitchen management. Dining room operations, supervisory management. We are in about all hotels that started. And those that already existing. But we need the professionals in there. Yes. And what we're doing is trying to build a group of individuals that can deal with everything that relates to food, supervisory management, and it even have a section of it. Food cost accounting. First time I heard that one. I even saw culinary math and culinary accounting. I've never heard of it, but of course, if you want to be a professional, there are things you're going to get into that you have never heard of. And for the aspiring bakers and pastry chefs, yeah, it have something coming in September. We're going to be launching our baking and pastry program as well. People, AcademiX is no longer quietly entering the education space, you know. We are standing tall, delivering professional accredited programs with international reach right here on Dominica soil. But listen to that, a new era. I always like to do things, I tell you, I like to think different. A new era in higher education access is coming to Dominica. I know it rich, you know. Yeah, because I've been having these discussions. But through a groundbreaking partnership between Diva University and AcademiX School of Learning, students in Dominica will soon have access to full accredited, internationally recognized bachelor's degree and master's degree programs. And it will be delivered entirely online with local support. This initiative offers flexible, affordable pathways to global qualification without the need to leave the island. You know how tough it is now. Our students have prematurely get into the workforce because of the economy. If they are bright, they get into the workforce. And sometimes the money let them stay. And when they stay, they get exploited because they get very good in the position, but they don't get paid for it. So now we are here trying to qualify them so now they can stand up and tell them I need to get paid for the position. And that is the reason why we are building this kind of relationships. We know what Diva have done when Ross was here. Individuals could get it through their parents and family members that work within Ross University. Now AcademiX make it available for everybody. Even more, all registered students will be eligible to 50% tuition scholarship. 50%. This is a major step forward in expanding education opportunities for Dominicans. I'm not a minister. But I just want us to have that vision to help students. The bridge to brilliance is being built. Get ready for what's coming next. We are aware of the challenges, people. Yeah, we have challenges. We are aware of the challenges in a climate where resources are tight and support isn't always visible. The passion and persistence of our team continues to shine through, though. Resistance may come. Yeah, the team have to know that resistance will come. And believe me, I don't know if my back, sometimes it does throw me down. Yeah. But resistance may come. But we will not be deterred. Because our mission is greater than politics. This is about people. To those who support us, we say thank you. To those who questioned us, challenged us, or stand in opposition, we still thank you. For in everything, we give thanks. This is AcademiX, and we are just getting started. Thank you.
Quite relatable, insightful, interesting presentation. Another round of applause for Mr. Williams. And let me just add, thank you for guiding this institution with clarity, with passion, and yes, those 6 eyes that never miss a detail. We are proud to work under your leadership. Ladies and gentlemen, I invite you once again to enjoy a special performance by 2 of our graduates. Please enjoy. exciting and impressive performance. We may just have to host our very own show, AcademiX Got Talent. Ladies and gentlemen, we're moving swiftly along, and at this moment, I am thrilled to invite two of our graduates to the podium as they introduce the keynote speaker for our 2025 graduating ceremony. Let's welcome Mr. Christian Scotland and Miss Marlo Williams.
Good morning. Karine Heber-Masarowe is the founder and executive director of Be Morage Foundation, a youth-led nonprofit advancing food systems change through agri-STEM education and workforce development across Baltimore, the Caribbean, and Africa. Originally from Dominica, she has led programs in 9 countries, reaching over 5,000 youth and farmers through more than 10,000 hours of hands-on training and advocacy. In Baltimore, her programs have generated over $92,000 in youth wages and launched capstone projects in agri-tech, culinary arts, and entrepreneurship. She was instrumental in developing an on-site hydroponic facility at a high school, delivering over 3,000 pounds of fresh produce to Baltimore communities while teaching students entrepreneurship, engineering, and sustainable farming. A proud graduate of the University of Maryland College Park's College of Agriculture and Natural Resources, Karen was selected as the commencement speaker at her graduation and now serves on the AGNR Alumni Association Board. She was also recognized as a food security superstar in the winter 2023 issue of AGNR's Momentum magazine.
Following the devastation of Hurricane Maria in 2017, she launched Innovate My World's Agriculture Innovation Program to equip youth in Dominica and across the Caribbean with the tools to reclaim food sovereignty and lead local solutions in a shifting climate. From 2021, she co-led Roots, Africa's Changemakers program, training 648 university students who supported over 11,000 farmers and increased incomes by 20% across 150 African communities. Karen has represented youth and farmers at the United Nations, including COP16, where she echoed the powerful words amplified by Baba Tariq. Without agriculture, there is no culture. She challenges the youth tokenism in global policy, calling on institutions to fund youth-led implementation. In 2025, she launched the Catalyst Program, a global immersive initiative uniting youth to co-create systems change solutions in food, climate, and digital equity. More than a program, it is a movement, rooted in memory, resistance, and ancestral vision. A message to the community, to the dreamers and children of the soil and sea. This is your reclamation. The land remembers you. The ancestors are watching. Let your roots rupture concrete. Let your voice be the seed. Build systems our foremothers were denied. Grow what we were never meant to inherit. We are not the future. We are the revolution.
Thank you, and put your hands together one more time for the 2025 keynote speaker for the Academic School of Learning graduation ceremony.
Wow. Sitting here and listening from Mr. Heeman, your accomplishments as a school is fascinating and inspiring. And I'm just in awe
I'm taking it all in, and it's quite impressive. But allow me to first recognize the innovative leaders of the Academic School of Learning. Mr. Heman Williams, founder and director, thank you for envisioning a nurturing school that launches changemakers, young people who are not only creative, but diverse in thought, talent, and academic rigor. To Dean Aubrey Thomas and Deputy Dean, Ms. Wendy Wallace. I'm trying to turn you into my surname, sorry. Thank you for this distinguished honor of standing before you today and for your warm welcome. Students, faculty, parents, siblings, and supporters of these beautiful and brilliant graduates, thank you. Thank you for believing, for sacrificing, for showing up. Please allow me to ask you to turn to the person beside you and say thank you or congratulations. Because it took a village, all of you, to be part of this milestone, to prepare these young stewards of society for this moment and for the winding road ahead. And to you, members of the 6th graduating class of AcademiX, thank you for allowing me to be part of this milestone, both a conclusion and a beginning. My hope today is to offer a spark of inspiration, or perhaps courage, for anyone who dares to truly listen. One of my greatest heroes is Maya Angelou. I turn to her not just for her poetry, but for her truth. She reminds me that when words rise from the soul, they can build bridges, break chains, and breathe life into futures yet imagined. She once said, "Develop enough courage so that you can stand up for yourself and then stand for somebody else." And that, my friends, more than anything, has stayed with me through my journey. This moment right here, in this room, is not ordinary. This is a room full of boundary breakers and limit defiers. You are the proof that something new is being grown and nourished on this beautiful island. Something bold, innovative, and it all is starting with you. Today's theme, unlocking the future, beyond boundaries, beyond limits, is not just a phrase, because many of you didn't just unlock the future, you picked the lock. You are now part of a blueprint much greater than ourselves. For many, the phrase changemaker is just a buzzword. But as I've learned at AcademiX, it is a lived experience. It's a lived reality. A changemaker here is someone who overcomes, self-liberates, dreams aloud, and leads with heart. And not just for themselves, but for the villages and the communities, the families we all grow from. I come from humble beginnings. I grew up between the villages of St. Joseph and Maho. I learned to adapt, to stand in front of rooms that weren't built for people who looked like me. Like you, I'm a graduate from the University of Maryland College of Agriculture and Natural Resources. Go Terps, I have to say that else will come for me. In 2019, I took the stage as my college commencement speaker, just months after a traumatic accident. I was told to take a break, defer my graduation, but I refused. I said, "You think after all them nights, studying, eating ramen as if it's broth, and literally tears of work through organic chemistry for weeks and months, I'm not walking on that stage? Ufu ateta, not me." With help of my family and the faculty and my sorority sisters, I made it to that stage. I became the first Dominican woman to address a college that is predominantly white in a field dominated by men. Because what they didn't know is that Dominicans don't just bounce back, we bounce forward with faith, prayers, and enough stubbornness to outlast any storm. That moment truly sparked something deeper in me. I didn't survive all of that just to play safe at life. I was a naive and young woman. Well, maybe I'm still a little bit. But I wanted my story to open doors for others. So with the help of some extraordinary people, we founded the BMRAD Foundation, a youth-led organization transforming food systems through agriculture education. Nearly a decade of my life, and I have reached and engaged with close to 5,000 youth, farmers, and policy leaders to break boundary that too many are afraid to confront, and that is empowering youth in food systems, making agriculture, what I like to say, sexy again. That mission has taken me very far. I've walked farms across Uganda, shared bushmeat in Liberia, sat in circles in South Africa, lit homes with solar lamps in Kenya. I've sat with African royalty in mountains so beautiful they still feel like a dream. And I've addressed leaders and heads of state at the United Nations. I've learned from my elders, from chiefs, from women agricultural warriors. I've learned from youth like you, who turn pain into power and harvest into hope. And I carry those lessons everywhere I go, especially here in Dominica. For 7 years, Innovate My World, an organization I am part of, has embraced me and my passion for agriculture. Together, we have worked closely with communities to offer free camps in AgriSTEM for our Dominican youth. Because our future isn't something we wait for. It's something we have to fight for, time and time again. And now, to the culinary art graduates, you're making history today. The first ever cohort to complete this program. You didn't just learn to cook, you learned to create, to nourish, to lead. And don't let anyone reduce your skill. Food is culture, it is power, it is a protest. I have shared some unforgettable meals, some I had no idea what I was eating. From beetles and grubs to mystery stews across tables with kings and chiefs. And I promise you, some of the best partnerships I have ever formed began over a shared plate. So, when Dominicans say, Umage, that's just not a question. That's an act of care and offering a blessing. So to each of you, keep feeding the world with your hands, your heart, and your fire. You are not just chefs. You are storytellers, alchemists, and leaders. Graduates of AcademiX, I leave you with this. Let your courage be louder than your fear. Let your roots be deeper than their doubt. Let your dreams be wilder than your circumstances. Go out there and disrupt, heal, build, create. Burn the box they tried to place you in and plant a garden in its ashes. You are the future. Allez du vent. Et puis, mettez baudet à haut. Congratulations, class of 2025. The world has been waiting for you.
What an inspiring presentation. Wouldn't you agree with me? Definitely. As we draw nearer to, I would say, probably one of the most exciting parts of this ceremony, what myself as a graduate waited for. But just before we get to the presentation of certificates and awards, I want to invite a very special student to present one final special feature, a choral speech. And this is going to be delivered by one of our remarkable graduates, Mr. Michel Elise.
Morning, everybody. In a country where one doesn't mean one, but welcome to the baseline, where the bar set so high it brushed the hem of heaven, and still they ask, you try? Where apply yourself sounds like a prayer, and the Lord is my shepherd, but CXC only left me in despair. They want blood, sweat, and brains by force, but circumstances had me on a different course. Get them once, no less. So I learned to write my destiny in ink and stress. Teachers say all once, that not no easy score. So I drew my own diagrams in the dark when the light wasn't sure. You see, Dominic had the audacity to try me, test me, load shedding. Just a couple hours weak. Burst brain, boss prayer, bomb right to reach exam late. Showed up with an unsharpened pencil, but still had a point to make. So when they ask me if I pass, I say, yeah man, flying colors. Not knowing I will never beat others. You see, the system keeps us in that awful mentality. Crabs in a barrel. That's our reality. They rank us like numbers, not knowing our trials. Turn success into silence, pressure into profiles. But even when I passed and rose above the odds, I still feel like I failed, like my best wasn't God's. Tell me, why does enough never feel enough when you're from a place where excellence is expected, but support is not? Where you drag your dreams uphill while others get a head start and still call it skill? Honestly, I don't even know how to feel chasing validation from a system where cheating is ideal. They never see you battle, never see you fight. You cheat. That is the only way you could have get it right. They doubt your grind, quick to assume, can't see the late nights in your small room. But while they judge what they don't view, you were building strength they never knew. Subpar is not an adjective to describe a star, because there are more skills in your repertoire. Your grades are not a representation of who you are, so you rise, you set the bar. Let no grade box in what you can do. Some of us submitting dreams long past due. So color your future in your own shade. Put in bold strokes of purpose and plans you made. Your grades are a small part of your story. They were never meant to be the whole page.
What a powerful performance. So do you agree that we can launch AcademiX Got Talent 2026? Thank you, Michelle. And Michelle was also one of our debaters this year, and who essentially won. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to recognize our students' achievements. And we will begin with the presentation of certificates and diplomas, and I would love to invite our Dean of Academic Affairs to present the diplomas and degrees of the class of 2025. Graduates, as your name is called, I invite you to please step forward. And once again, congratulations to each and every one of you. And once again, congratulations to each and every one of our graduates. And we will begin with our CSEC graduating class of 2025. Miss Kennelly Barron. Miss Kennelly Barron of the CSEC graduating class. Mr. Janai Madir. Mr. Janai Madir of the CSEC graduating class of 2025. Ms. Zaina Langford. Ms. Zaina Langford of the CSEC graduating class of 2025. And we proceed with the KIP graduating class of 2025. We begin with Ms. Sophia Etienne. Ms. Sophia Etienne. Ms. Kellyanne Dupree. Ms. Kellyanne Dupree, class of 2025. Mr. Jordel Adrian. Mr. Jordel Adrian, class of 2025. Mr. Ethan Alexander. Mr. Ethan Alexander from the class of 2025. Miss Destiny Bertrand. Miss Destiny Bertrand. Okay, do we have a representative for Miss Destiny? Okay, yes, she'll get it after. Miss Michaela Career. Miss Michaela Career, the class of 2025. Jadana Celestine. Jadana Celestine from the Cape graduating class of 2025. Namrisha Celestine. Namrisha Celestine. Namrisha Celestine from the graduating class of 2025. Miss Cashel Challenger. Miss Cashel Challenger from the Cape graduating class of 2025. Miss Kalanda Devi from the Cape graduating class of 2025. One more time for Miss Kalanda David from the Cape graduating class of 2025. Mr. Jean-Marc Élysée, AcademiX. Michelle Élysée from the Cape graduating class of 2025. Miss Emily Francois. One more time for Miss Emily Francois from the 5th graduating class of 2025. Miss Jade James. One more time for Miss Jade James from the 5th graduating class of 2025. Miss Jara James. One more time for Miss Jara James from the 5th graduating class of 2025. Miss Nayoka James. Miss Nayoka James, 5th graduating class of 2025. Mr. Jelani Joseph. Mr. Jelani Joseph from the 5th graduating class of 2025. Miss Krisha LaRoque. Miss Krisha LaRoque from the 5th graduating class of 2025. Miss Lakeisha Lewis. Miss Lakeisha Lewis from the 5th graduating class of 2025. One more time for Miss Lakeisha Lewis. Miss Lena Maglow. Miss Lena Maglow from the 5th graduating class of 2025. Mr. Javon Matthew. One more time for Mr. Javon Matthew, class of 2025. Mr. Hero Moses. Mr. Hero Moses. Miss Ryan Pante. Miss Ryan Pante from the graduating class of 2025. Miss Joanne Pascal. Joanne Pascal, class of 2025. Miss Bianca Paul. Miss Bianca Paul, class of 2025. Mr. Rahim Paul. One more time for Mr. Raheem Paul. Mr. Christian Scotland. One more time for Mr. Christian Scotland. Mr. Sanchez Suku. Mr. Sanchez Suku, class of 2025. Mr. Jamal Toussaint. Mr. Jamal Toussaint. Mr. Wyatt Will Wallace. Mr. Wyatt Will Wallace. Miss Alicia Walter. Miss Alicia Walter. Mr. Tay Boye. Mr. Tay Boye. Mr. Arden Fountain. One more time for Mr. Arden Fountain. And this concludes the CAPE graduating class of 2025. We now welcome a historic moment, of course, the inaugural Culinary Arts graduating class of 2025. And we begin with Miss Lesma Mills. Miss Lesma Mills. Miss Hannah Charles. Miss Hannah Charles from the Culinary Arts graduating class of 2025. Mr. Javon Robin. Mr. Javon Robin. Mr. Kadeem Charles. Mr. Kadeem Charles. Mr. Deron George. Mr. Deron George. Miss Aliantra Burton. Miss Aliandra Burton, Culinary Arts graduating class of 2025. Mr. Joseph Bruno. Mr. Joseph Bruno. Miss Mara Williams. 2025. And Miss Abigail Roberts. Miss Abigail Roberts, and this concludes the Culinary Arts Graduating Class of 2025. Ladies and gentlemen, we present to you the graduating class of 2025. Thank you very much, Mr. Thomas. As we continue with our celebration, we come to another very special part of the ceremony, the presentation of medals for single subject excellence. And this segment is dedicated to honoring the outstanding students with the highest overall average in each individual course, each individual subject. So it is now my pleasure to invite Ms. Celestine to the stage to present our medals to our distinguished students. Let's give a round of applause to our exceptional achievers as they receive this well-deserved recognition. And we begin with our CSEC Subject Awards. Our CSEC Subject Awards, and I think I need a little bit of water for this one. You'll see why. English A, Mathematics, Social Studies, Principles of Accounts, Principles of Business, Office Administration, Biology, Chemistry, Physics, Information Technology, Human and Social Biology, and Cape Computer Science Unit 1. Presented to Miss Kennedy. We proceed. The top students in Law Unit 2, Literature Unit 2, and History Unit 1, Kaline Dupuis. Miss Kaline Dupuis. Law Unit 1, Communication Studies, Mr. Christian Scotland. Mr. Christian Scotland. Unit 1, Integrated Mathematics, Mr. Jodel Adrian. Mr. Jodel Adrian, top student in Literature Unit 1 and Integrated Mathematics. Ms. Bianca Paul, top student in Management of Business Unit 1. Ms. Bianca Paul, top student in Management of Business Unit 1. Management of Business Unit 2, Accounting Unit 1, Ms. Safia Etienne. Ms. Safia Etienne, Management of Business Unit 2, Accounting Unit 1. Top student in Caribbean Studies and Information Technology Unit 1, Ms. Jedana Celestine. Information Technology Unit 2 and Computer Science Unit 2, Wyatt Wallace. Michelle Elise, Physics Unit 1, Tourism Unit 1. Physics Unit 2, Biology Unit 1, Biology Unit 2, Chemistry Unit 1, Chemistry Unit 2, Kalanda David. Entrepreneurship Unit 2, Ms. Kahira Moses. Entrepreneurship Unit 1, Mr. Joseph Bruno. Economics Unit 1, Mr. Sanjay Suku. Economics Unit 2, Ms. Michaela Career. Accounting Unit 2, Mr. Tay Roye. Ms. Lakeisha Lewis, top student in Agricultural Science Unit 1. Emily Francois, Agricultural Science, Unit 2. Thank you very much. Congratulations to the class of 2025. Thank you, Ms. Celestine. We move on to the Departmental Awards, which acknowledge students with the highest cumulative average in courses under each faculty. I would like to invite Ms. Perrin to present these awards. Top mathematics students, overall top CSEC student, top science student, top business student, Miss Kennelly. Thank you, Miss Karen. Thank you. For the Cape Faculty Awards, the top business student is Mr. Sanjay Suku. I would love to invite Mr. Williams. Yes. The top humanities student, Miss Kaylin Dupuy. The top technology student, Miss Lena McLaw. And the top science student, Miss Kalanda David. And I must recognize the presence of a few sponsors. The awards for the top technology student, the top humanities student, were sponsored by an anonymous sponsor who wished not to be named. Thank you. It is a great honor to present the Sportsman of the Year. A young man whose dedication, whose discipline, whose talent have made him stand out both on and off the field. He has proudly represented AcademiX in cricket, football, athletics, and basketball, demonstrating his versatility as an all-round athlete. On the national stage, he served as vice captain of Dominica's under-19 cricket team, where he impressed with a half-century, a 4-wicket haul, and several match-winning performances. And his excellence didn't stop there. He also held the role of vice captain for the Windward Islands under-cricket 17 cricket team, and went on to represent the Windward Islands under-19 team, where he continued to shine. Among his highlights, multiple man of the match awards, a stunning 5-wicket haul, and finishing with the 3rd most wickets in the tournament, proudly leading the charge for Dominica. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in celebrating a true champion, our class of 2025 Sportsman of the Year, Jelani Joseph. Next, we shine the spotlight on another fierce competitor, a team player, and an athlete who has represented both AcademiX and her country with pride and passion, our Sportswoman of the Year. She has made a mark in netball and volleyball, excelling both on the court and in the sand. She proudly represented Dominica at the Senior Beach Volleyball Tournament in St. Lucia. She also took to the court at the ECVA Under-21 tournament in St. Kitts, where her team fought their way to a 3rd place finish, a major regional accomplishment. In that decisive bronze medal match against Anguilla, she helped secure a thrilling 2-1 victory with set scores of 21-14, 22-20, and 15-5, bringing home a well-earned bronze medal for Dominica. With her dedication, with her strength, and her quiet leadership, she continues to raise the bar for young women in sports. Please join me in welcoming our Sportswoman of the Year, Joanny Pascal. Sportswoman of the Year, Miss Joanny Pascal. Please remain to present the Valedictorian Awards. And I must say well done to our remarkable athletes for their outstanding work on the sports legacy of Academic School of Learning and by extension, Dominica. Now we move on to honor the 2025 CSEC Valedictorian. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now my distinct honor to introduce a young woman whose academic brilliance, compassion have made her a role model for students across Dominica and the Caribbean. Your CSEC Valedictorian has consistently gone above and beyond, not just in the classroom, but in her community, even in her country on the international stage. At this year's CSEC examination, she did extraordinary in seating 19 subjects at the CSEC level and the CAPE level, a feat rarely attempted by any student in the Caribbean. But her excellence goes far beyond exam results. In 2020, she led a meaningful initiative to facilitate the donation of computers to students in need. 2022, she was awarded by the Town Council for her outstanding leadership performance. She also placed 3rd nationally in the 2020 GSAT. She won the national reading competition, and more recently, in 2024, she was a part of the Robotics Club project that was featured at the National Tech Expo, and she also won the prestigious National Math Power Contest. She has also represented Dominica internationally, traveling to Greece as a member of the National Robotics team at the first Global Challenge. And somehow, between robotics, leadership, and nearly 20 exams, she still finds the time to be a budding violinist, bringing grace and harmony to her already extraordinary profile. Please join me in welcoming and celebrating this exceptional scholar and class of 2025 valedictorian, Miss Kennedy Bauer. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2025 CSEC Valedictorian, Miss Kennedy Barrow. Next, we celebrate a student whose CAPE journey was not all about academic success, but about voice, vision, and community life. She was a force in the AcademiX debate team. She was also a member of the Games Club. She also served actively in the Student Government Association, where her leadership helped shape initiatives throughout the entire year. And let's not forget, she was also an avid, almost legendary member of the unofficial UNO Club. Her time at CAPE was defined not just by what she achieved, but how she brought her creativity into the space she entered. Please give a round of applause as we recognize the 2025 CAPE Valedictorian, Miss Sophia Etienne. Miss Sophia Etienne, the 2025 CAPE Valedictorian. The Student of the Year. Now, I must admit, this is a surprise award. So every year, this award remains closely guarded. The student is unaware that they will be receiving the Student of the Year award. And this is not just an award that is taken or given lightly. It's not just about grades or club attendance or participation. It's about impact. It's about the kind of leadership that speaks not only for students, but with students. After much deliberation by our team, we have selected a student who has demonstrated unshakable commitment, bold advocacy, and unwavering excellence. This student is a kind of leader who makes things happen, the kind of voice that speaks up when others fall silent. This is a student who advocated vehemently for the early release of internal examination timetables because clarity and preparation matter. This is a student who led rally practice sessions, bringing energy, unity to an entire team of students to march on Independence Day. And if that wasn't enough, that same student stood on the debate stage and delivered performances of such power and persuasion, and even walked away with the best speaker prize. She's a champion, ladies and gentlemen. We present to you the 2025 Student of the Year. The 2025 Student of the Year, Miss Kelly Brown. Miss Kelly Dupree, Student of the Year 2025. Thank you, Mr. Williams. And I invite again our Dean of Academic Affairs, Mr. Aubrey Thomas, as he presents special awards for the Culinary Arts graduating class of 2025. An award that is referred to in culinary arts language as a Chef de Promotion the top culinary arts student, we recognize her, Miss Lesma Mills. Another award for the Culinary Arts program, which brings the grade very closely to the top culinary arts students, is the second in line, a meritorious award as the language in culinary arts. And this award goes to Miss Hannah Charles. The Cape Valedictorian Award is presented to a student who has the second overall highest GPA at AcademiX School of Learning. And this award, Cape Valedictorian Award 2025, goes to Miss Kaylin Dupree. One more time, ladies and gentlemen, Cape Valedictorian Dupree. Thank you very much, Mr. Thomas. I must recognize the presence of a few sponsors, who made this ceremony possible in sponsoring departmental awards, basically almost at the last minute, but we do recognize their support. And I would now love to invite representative from the Central Cooperative Credit Union to present a special award. Okay, I can say it. This award goes to the top business students for CSEC, and this is presented to Miss Kennedy Barron. We also recognize the overall top students for law, and this award is actually sponsored by one of our very own law lecturers and attorney at law, Miss Destiny Pascal, and this award goes to Miss Kaylin Dupree. Thank you, Ms. Kaylin Dupree, the overall top law student. I will also further recognize other sponsors, but we will leave that for the vote of thanks and other special recognition. So finally, I would love to invite the Student of the Year to present the, it's not vote of thanks as yet. We are now going to hear from our valedictorians, both our CSEC and CAPE valedictorians, as they present special remarks, thanking their support team and basically sharing their experience throughout the year. So ladies and gentlemen, I would love to invite Ms. Kennedy Barron, the CSEC valedictorian from the class of 2025.
The only limit to our realization of tomorrow will be our doubts of today. Franklin D. Roosevelt. Miss Magali Celestine, CXC Registrar. Miss Karen Masareo, Feature Speaker. Mr. Heman Williams, Director of AcademiX School of Learning. Mr. Aubrey Thomas, Dean of Academic Affairs. Miss Wendy Wallace, Deputy Dean of Academic Affairs, faculty members, administrative staff, partners in tertiary education, invited guests, online viewers, proud parents and family members, and of course, the courageous and slightly sleep-deprived class of 2025. A pleasant good afternoon to you. Before we delve into this address, I must give honor and thanks to God. Without His guidance, strength, and grace, I would not be standing here today. This journey has tested us in every way, but at every step, God's hands were there, steadying us when we stumbled and lifting us when we doubted. Franklin D. Roosevelt's words remind us that doubt is often the only thing standing in the way of our destiny. We are walking, talking, and graduating proof that belief in ourselves and our purpose can move mountains. The theme, Unlocking the Future Beyond Boundaries, Beyond Limits, is more than a phrase. It's basically been our daily reality. For me, the path was far from linear. It took 5 years across 3 secondary schools filled with transitions, new faces, and growing pains. And I'm going to be honest, more uniform changes than I ever wanted. But each step mattered. Each school shaped me in ways I carry with me still. As I pondered on this theme, I asked myself a few questions. How do we unlock the future? Is it okay to set boundaries? And if it is okay, why go beyond these boundaries? Limits. What are limits? The word feels so restrictive, almost like school rules about skirt lengths and cell phone use. But I have learned that boundaries aren't always walls to break down. Sometimes they're lines we draw to protect our peace and to communicate our tolerance. But going beyond boundaries, that's where growth happens. That's where we discover what we're made of when we stretch, when we reach, when we are made to feel uncomfortable and dare to step outside what's familiar. Then there are limits. Well, limits are just the world's way of testing how determined we really are. If limits were permanent, none of us would be here today. Because let's be real, wasn't there a moment when that SBA deadline, that math exam felt like a limit? But we pushed through. Look at us today. Gadenu. Then there are, We learned that unlocking the future isn't just about throwing the door wide open. It's about having the courage to pick up that key, face the doubts, and keep turning that lock even though it's stuck. Unlocking the future is about realizing that boundaries guide us, but they don't define us. Limits challenge us, but they cannot stop us. It is our choice to make every day. And speaking of life choices, this feels like my Oscar moment, so bear with me while I hand out some well-deserved thank yous. It would be remiss of me to not recognize the teachers of 2 former secondary schools that I attended. You lit the spark, you took time off to nurture curiosity, and helped me fall deeper in love with learning. You laid the foundation that gave me the courage to try, to explore, and to keep going. Thank you. Special thanks to my AcademiX teachers who brought it all together. You challenged us not because it was easy, but because you believed in our purpose. But let me ask, did you realize how impossible it was to expect me to do so many subjects in 1 year? To my friends, thank you for the laughter, the group chats, the late night study sessions. To my community who supported me, my granny for covering me with prayers which reached further than any syllabus, my aunts, uncles, and friends who became family. Your quiet reminders that I am capable did not go unnoticed. Thank you. My brother, you taught me the sky is only the starting point. My father, every daughter's dream. You made me a priority no matter what you had going on. I carry your sacrifice with me. My mom, you never failed to pray over me, and you became all kinds of professional overnight. One day an accountant, the next a linguist, then a chemist helping with labs, an IT specialist troubleshooting whatever challenge that came my way. Thank you for everything. Classmates, as I end my address, I know that today marks the end of one chapter, but is also the beginning of another waiting to be written. I believe we've proven to be a formidable group, unwilling to be limited by doubt, fear, or even the expectations that others placed on us. We don't just graduate, we launch, we shatter boundaries, we break free of limitations. Congratulations, class of 2025. With bright minds and bold dreams, we're stepping out strong, ready to claim our future and confidently walk into our destiny. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and congratulations to the CSEC Valedictorian for 2025. We will move swiftly along to the CAPE Valedictorian for 2025, Ms. Sophia Etienne, to present her valedictorian address.
Ms. Magdalene Celestine, Senior Education Officer, Exams and Local Registrar, Mr. Heman Williams, Director of the AcademiX School of Learning, Mr. Aubrey Thomas, Dean of Academic Affairs, Ms. Wendy Wallace, Deputy Dean of Academic Affairs, Ms. Karen Heber Masera, Keynote Speaker, faculty members, administrative staff, partners in tertiary education, invited guests, media, friends, and most importantly, my fellow graduates, good morning, good afternoon. Being asked to represent the class of 2025 as valedictorian is an honor I haven't taken lightly. Therefore, this speech isn't about grades or GPA. It's about our story. Let me begin like this. Lights, camera, chaos. If our college experience at AcademiX were a movie, we wouldn't win an Oscar, but we definitely go viral. So let's narrate our story like a film, scene by scene, with a few moments to rewind, a pause to process, and a final press of play as we roll into what comes next. Now that we know how the film ends, it only feels right to hit rewind, to scroll back to the blurry, awkward beginning. We all remember it, stepping into the school building with unsettled stomachs, trying to find our assigned classes. Our uniforms were perfectly ironed, maybe for the last time. Then came the dreaded icebreakers, a nervous, hi, I'm, followed by long pauses and unsure smiles. We all wanted to connect, but we didn't quite know how. And just when we were starting to settle in, the reality of CAPE hit. It was a huge step up from high school. Suddenly, we had to study for real. We had to stay up late, and we couldn't just wing it anymore. Not to mention finding out that we had to continue SBAs, which we detest as a collective. But those late nights, awkward intros, and moments of self-doubt weren't just struggles. They served as the foundation for development, confidence, and community building. We acquired more than just material to pass our exams. Somewhere along the way, classmates became friends, and the nervous beginnings turned into something meaningful. Now, some moments ought to be preserved in time. This is one of them. Before we move forward, let us take a second to pause, to appreciate the journey, the people, the versions of ourselves we've grown into, and most of all, this moment that we've worked so hard to reach. We started uncertain and overwhelmed, but today we are thinkers, creators, and problem solvers. Having the option of hybrid learning created an immense ease on our experience, especially for those of us living far from campus, like myself coming from Point Michel. Being able to choose the days which I could be on site helped manage both travel and workload more effectively. There were failed assignments, missed deadlines, and long nights, yet we pushed through when quitting would have been easier. That strength got us here, but not without help. Thank you to our lecturers for extending more than just your knowledge. It was your patience when we asked the same question multiple times in different ways, as well as your attention to preparing us not just for the syllabus, but also for real-world scenarios. We are genuinely grateful to our families for the many sacrifices that we did not always see, for the support and encouragement in the loud and silent difficulties, or just for the reassurance when we didn't believe in ourselves. We could not have accomplished this without your love, support, and strength. Thank you to our friends and peers for providing light in some of our darkest academic periods, for group chats full of memes and inspirations, for the jokes, the study sessions, and let me add, the numerous hours we spent playing Uno. This moment belongs to all of us, not only those dressed in caps and gowns and chef attire, but to everyone who believed in us when the going got tough. But life doesn't stop for long, and as eager as we are to grasp onto this moment, we know what follows next. So we've rewinded, paused, and now it's time to hit play and launch into a new chapter. This marks progress, a step into the future, and facing the unknown with confidence. We leave not just with degrees or certificates, but with resilience, adaptability, and the ability to lead and support others. Some of us have a plan, whether it be university, a career, or other paths. Others are still figuring it out, and that's okay. What matters is that we move forward, prepared for whatever comes our way. Our responsibility now is to make an impact by honoring where we came from and building something meaningful wherever we go. Congratulations, class of 2025. We've come this far in the film together, but from here we get to write our own stories. Still, before we wrap up this final scene, I think we can all agree one last game of Uno after the ceremony is a must, just to remember the good old days. Once again, congratulations, class of 2025.
Where's the Uno card?
I used to take it sometimes, you know.
Before we conclude with the vote of thanks, I would love to recognize a very special sponsor of this graduation ceremony, and I would love to invite Mrs. Giselle Laville Timothy as she presents 4, not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4. 4 very special tokens, gift certificates to 4 very special students who really showed their tenacity to work hard throughout the year. So I will invite the 4 students, and we're going to start off with the CSET Valedictorian, Miss Kennedy Barron. The top Cape business student, Mr. Sanjay Suku. And the two top entrepreneurship students, Mr. Joseph Bruno and Ms. Kahira Moses. Thank you very much for your support. And Mrs. Giselle Laville Timothy is the owner of Tranquil Times Day Spa in Portsmouth. And I think these students deserve a well-deserved day spa, an entire day. We also recognize a few very important sponsors. National Cooperative Credit Union have a representative here today. Just wave. Mrs. Glenda Smith Barron for her continuous support, and I would love to invite her on stage for a very special token. And I must add that Mrs. Glenda Smith Barron is the mother of Kennedy Barron, and she has shown immense support. She's pretty surprised. She's pretty surprised, so we would love to give her a token of our appreciation. Thank you for your support and to the support of the National Cooperative Credit Union. Thank you, Mr. Thomas. We also recognize the Central Cooperative Credit Union, the Scott Sports and Awards in St. Louis, as well as the Meritorious Award for Culinary Arts, and of course, Mrs. Giselle Laville Timothy. I now invite Ms. Kaylin Dupree, our Student of the Year, to conclude with the vote of thanks.
Ms. Magali Celestine, Senior Education Officer, Exams and Local Registrar, Mr. Heman Williams, Director of the AcademiX School of Learning, Mr. Aubrey Thomas, Dean of Academic Affairs, Ms. Wendy Wallace, Deputy Dean of Academic Affairs, Ms. Karen, Keynote Speaker, faculty members, administrative staff, partners in tertiary education, invited guests, well-wishers, online viewers, and the graduating class of 2025. Good afternoon. Before I begin, let's take a moment, not just to breathe, but to truly feel the weight of this moment. We made it. After the sleepless nights, the early mornings, the exams that nearly broke us, and the Zoom classes that almost made us lose our minds, we are here. Dressed in pride, standing on purpose, and surrounded by the people who made this journey possible. Firstly, I'd like to give all praise and thanks to the Almighty Father for carrying us throughout these years at AcademiX. To our parents and guardians, thank you for your endless love, your patience, and your encouragement. You sacrificed so much so we could succeed, and we don't take that lightly. Thank you for being our biggest supporters and cheerleaders. Personally, I want to thank Uncle Sebastian and Auntie Maria.
You all have played a key role in helping me reach this moment by investing in my future, and for that, I am forever grateful. To Jelana, Kyra, and Michelle, you all kept me going. Even when we said we'll study at 3, only to nap and start at 6, we still pulled through together. That's what this class has been all about: motivation, laughter, and real friendship. To our generous sponsors, Mrs. Glenda Smith Barron, Dr. Chanel Samuel, Mrs. Giselle Laville Timothy, owner of Tranquil Times Day Spa in Portsmouth, National Cooperative Credit Union, Central Cooperative Credit Union, Scott Sports and Awards in St. Lucia's, and all other sponsors who wish to remain anonymous. We extend a heartfelt gratitude for your generous support in making today's celebration possible. Mr. Chevron Ambo, thank you, not just for capturing this day through your lens, but for your steady support throughout the years. You've helped preserve these memories for us and our families. Gratitude goes out to Emonews and DBS Radio for broadcasting this moment live so that our family and well-wishers who couldn't be here can celebrate with us. Special thanks to Sanjay, Delight, the keynote speaker, Miss Karen, and everyone else who participated in the program today. Your contributions made this event meaningful and memorable. To the academic staff, thank you for being more than teachers and workers. You became mentors and second parents. Special thanks to Miss Wendy and Mr. Heman, who we could all go to for advice. And of course, Mr. Davis, who somehow couldn't go a day without calling me Philomena. You all made this journey not just educational, but unforgettable. To class of 2025, thank you for the late night calls, the study groups, the voice notes that saved lives, and the last-minute cramming sessions 10 minutes before an exam. Thank you for those UNO games that brought more tension than some of our lectures. Every shared joke, every group struggle, every honest moment, will carry them all with us. AcademiX wasn't just a school. It was a home, a place where we didn't just learn theory, we learned life. We found friendship, discovered purpose, and built a sense of belonging. This school showed us what it truly means to be a family, not just a student body. This isn't just a vote of thanks. It's a tribute, a celebration of every hand that helped us when we felt like falling. A salute to those who poured into us when we were running on empty. And a loud, unapologetic thank you to the people who believed in us even before we believed in ourselves. And I'll end with these words from Snoop Dogg. Be your own leader, be your own self, step out of your own shadow. So class of 2025, as we leave AcademiX today, we do so ready to lead, ready to rise, and ready to shine on our own terms. Let's give ourselves a big, loud round of applause.
Thank you very much. And with that said, we invite the graduating class of 2025 to please stand. And our Dean of Academic Affairs is going to officially officiate you as graduates of the Academic School of Learning class of 2025.
Okay, so now that the speeches have been said, the scrolls or the certificates have been handed out, the votes have been thanked, and the stomachs are grumbling, there's only one more thing to do. And I know we are all excited to do that. For the first time, until the next time, I want you students, you know the process. We're going to move our tassels from the right side to the left side. Yes, I know culinary art students, you have tassels in your hat.
I like that.
So, can we count them down? Yes. Let's count them down from 3. Are we ready?
Yes.
Let's start. In 3, 2, 1. And let's do that. Congratulations. It is my honor to be the first person to officially announce you as graduates of Academic School of Learning, class 2025. Go there and change the world.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, this brings us to the very end of our graduation ceremony. We do have a few, please be seated, we do have a few gift tokens to present, and I would love to call Miss Celestine and Miss Karen. Not gonna try it. Miss Sevra will present these tokens to you. Thank you for your support. Thank you, Miss Celestine, for your usual support. Thank you, Miss Celestine.
Thank you so very much.
And thank you, Miss Karen. Thank you so much. And welcome back home. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain seated. Graduates, please rise for your final walkout. Oh, I think they're playing, this is the snapshot of your year. This is your yearbook. I think this is their yearbook. you. I believe this video will be shared with everyone so you guys can see the reflection of the year. So the graduates will walk out first, and I invite you to join the graduating class for refreshments at the Bell Hall Beach Spot. Have a blessed day, everyone.
What's this?
Because in our region, in the academy, when we work hard, we deserve hockey. Always.
So there you have it, the graduation ceremony of the AcademiX School of Learning down at Portsmouth. Please feel free to research, Google, and find out more about the AcademiX School of Learning online. We thank you all for joining us here this afternoon and this morning for the ceremony. It's our pleasure to bring the graduation to those of you who wish you could be here in person, but you can't. On behalf of Emonews, thank you all for viewing and enjoy the rest of the afternoon. On behalf of Emonews, we want to congratulate the class of 2025 at the AcademiX School of Learning. Once again, thank you all for viewing.